Oh yeah. Going through my head like a jet plane, going with the lights on. Turns out it started with a fight tonight. See me in the car going right to your door. 5 minutes later, I'm down on the floor. Thought my name was Reggae, better pawn it in, babe. Listen to your mama tell you how to behave. Filling up every cup. Drink it all bottoms up. Always end up on top. Drink it all bottoms up. Bottoms up. Bottoms up.
The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a 0 becomes a 1, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD Black NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. And injustice. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG Ultragear Gaming Monitor.